Hi Year 5, I hope you're all well. This is lesson 4, okay? So I've given you 3 lessons, and if you can't remember them, go back and play them again, on how to develop a character. So what I'd like you to do now is, I'd like you to write me a story, okay? Using everything you've learned from lesson 1, 2 and 3, how to develop a character. So by reading your stories, your parents at home or myself, if you email them to me, I should be able to know exactly what your character's like, okay? Because you should be using descriptive language, you should be developing your character through action and through dialogue, through the conversations they have, okay? So watch the previous lessons back if you've forgotten a bit about how to do that, okay? It's all on there. I'd like you to plan a story for me. It can be your own story from your imagination, or it can be a retell, okay? So if you remember, we did a retell in the last week, didn't we? Before we broke up, basically, because of this virus. And in that retell, we basically took it from the time when Minty dropped the ping pong ball to the time when Grandad Neil sped off in his van, okay? So we decided to do a retell of that part of that story. So you could choose a section, a couple of pages, a chapter of a story, and do a retell of that story, okay? Or you can think of your own story. Here's what I'd like you to do. You don't need to fill out the sheet, okay? You've all seen these before. We usually do them A3 size. But I'd like you to, in your plan, I'd like you to maybe have some subtitles, if you like, and have introduction, okay, or opening, and then what you're going to have at the start, then you build up as a subheading, what you're going to have in your build up, climax and ending, okay? Oh, we've got a resolution and ending, haven't we? Actually, there should be another one in there. You've got your resolution and your ending as well, okay? So you've got opening, build up, climax, resolution and ending. They don't necessarily have to be in that order. You know, like the Tornado Chaser story, remember? That had a little bit of the end at the beginning. Okay, so be creative. You don't need to stick to this order necessarily. You know, you could have little snippet of your conclusion can come in at the start of your story, which unfolds as the story goes on. So be creative, think about it. How are you going to start in an exciting way? How are you going to create atmosphere? We've talked a lot about atmosphere when we were doing the Highwayman poem. Remember to check your homophones, okay? Remember to spell the words that you know correctly. You know, look up words if you're not sure how they're spelled, make a conscious effort. Think about vocabulary, think about using wow words. Think about using a variety of different sentence starters, including starting sentences with fronted adverbials and even verbs. Think about using conjunctions other than and then, and then, and then. What else can I say? Use paragraphs, remember paragraphs. New person speaking, new topic, new place, you know, new time of day requires a new paragraph, okay? What else? Make sure it's neatly presented. You can send these to me if you want, or you could just get the adult at home who's, you know, kind of taken over, if you like, from me as your at-home teacher, to read it for you and see if they can spot any corrections that you need to do. But make sure that you do proofread it, that you try your best to keep up with, you know, your skills that you've learnt so far in Year 5. Try not to let it slip. I know it's not as easy at home. I understand that. I know there's loads of distractions, you know, but half an hour a day writing a story, you know, I'm not asking for pages, maybe a couple of pages, 2 to 3 pages of writing. And just make sure that it's really descriptive, it's exciting, you've got that characterization, you've developed your character, your characters rather, really well in that story as well. You know, so that whoever reads it, they can picture it in their mind exactly what's happening and what your characters are like. They know what they know the storyline, how it's unfolding. They can understand it. Okay, it's clear. And then you've got these parts to it. So you've got the opening, the build up, the climax, the resolution and ending as well. Okay, I think that's it. All right, enjoy. Bye.